Hey Steve, here's a quick demo of those exercises that we talked about after your session today. The first position we talked about getting in was on your back with your legs bent. And here we could work on some intentional diaphragmatic breathing in order to calm down some of the back tension, especially in the morning. And then the breathing would then lead us into a little bit of the pelvis and lower back movement that we talked about. So I'll demo the breathing and the pelvis movement on the floor that I talked about. So for the breathing, we're gonna have our hands around our lower stomach here, Steve. We're gonna relax with our knees bent and feet flat on the floor. We're gonna inhale through our nose for about like 6 seconds, and we're gonna try to inflate our hands and also breathe into the side of our body. It's difficult sometimes, but that's okay. We're more just focusing on the continued 6-second inhale and the continued exhale. We're going to inhale, expand, and then blow everything out. When breathing, you're going to want to keep everything else pretty relaxed and really just focus on all the inhale coming in through your nostrils and exhaling through your nostrils as well, Steve. After the breathing, which could be like 6 to 10 repetitions, whatever you feel like you're game for kind of in that moment, you don't want to get too tired from this. And doing that kind of breathing can be pretty tiring off the bat, because we're not used to filling up that much. So it's almost like an exercise in itself. Same position, we'll then start tucking the pelvis underneath ourselves and then rounding it the other way. So we're moving our tailbone, and as we move that tailbone, we're gonna get a little bit of like lower back movement and vertebrae that kind of follows that up, okay? So we'll be here. We're gonna think about our pelvis going this way first, Steve, rounding and flattening, and then we're gonna inhale, and we're gonna rotate it forward. We should get a little arch underneath our back. We don't have to go too far, it shouldn't be painful. And then we're gonna rotate back down, so the pelvis is scooping underneath ourselves, and then it's moving this way forward. And we're repeating that back and forth. If that gets a little bit easier, Steve, you could then progress to being on your hands and knees. And we could do similar motion here, where we're trying to move the lower back, but being on all fours here, we're likely going to get a little bit of movement from our entire back. That's okay. But just be very slow here, Steve, and work on moving this part first. So tailbone, lower back, right? Tailbone, lower back, and just go back and forth there. If you have any questions or concerns, or you want some more exercises, respond to the email I'll send you with any questions, or you can just send me a brand new email yourself. Okay, take care, Steve.